Hey y'all, this is Lauren, the Nerdy Entrepreneur, and I am coming to you early in the morning. Yes, I get up very early in the morning to start my day and such. So, for this video is for all of you who are currently trying to decide whether or not entrepreneurship is really for you, okay? I've been doing this for over 10, 15 years now, and I'm going to share with you some things that I've learned along the way. I have been an entrepreneur full-time for a few years, and I've also been an entrepreneur part-time, meaning I had a job where I got a W-2 and I had to show up somewhere, and all the businesses and things that I started had to be done on mostly my free time. So I want to share a couple things with you to help you decide if you are that nerd out there who wishes they were at a con right now, but they can't because they have to work, or they didn't have the money to go to con, or they really want to have this Disney World experience at the Star Wars stuff, but you can't because money's a little short and you do have adult responsibilities. This is for you to decide whether or not entrepreneurship is for you. Number one, do you have time? Okay, so I'm explaining this one because I don't see too many people making videos about this kind of stuff. And here's the thing, do you have time? Because if you were at home working from home, or you travel back and forth to an office situation or a retail situation or a factory situation, whatever your situation is, do you have time to dedicate doing research, learning new skills in order to be an entrepreneur? Now, there are different type of business models, different type of things that you could potentially do, but it all does factor down to time and dedication. Do you have time in the first place? Now, if you're working 80 hours a week and you have a family that you have to take care of, you might be very crunched for time. So if that's the case, I'm telling you, you're going to have to sacrifice some things. If you're watching Netflix for like 6 hours out the week, you might have to sacrifice 2 hours of Netflix or 3 hours of Netflix a week in order to dedicate at least some time to figuring out what business that you can and should go in that's right for you, as well as developing some of the skills that you may need, like learning how to sell if you don't know how to sell, learning a little bit about how to post and marketing to promote your business, or doing just basic research to see where's the best place to have your business if you're not going to do it online, if you're going to do a home service business like I have a home service cleaning business, right? So you're going to need some time. So either you have a bunch of free time because maybe you're single and you don't have too many responsibilities other than getting up and going to work, or if you're balancing school and getting to work, or family situations and going to work, you are going to have to dedicate some time to doing this. It requires time. It is not a, hey, I can spend 5 minutes and everything is done and money flows in. That is not the way this works. So number one, do you have time to dedicate? And are you willing to sacrifice some of your free time or cut certain things out in order to dedicate time to becoming an entrepreneur, to develop a business that will bring you money, cash, every month? Do you have time? Number two, things to help you decide if you're ready to jump into entrepreneurship land with some of us. Are you dedicated? It is going to take time, like I mentioned before. Are you willing to sacrifice time, or do you have extra time you're willing to dedicate? And it's part of dedication, because you can get all hot and bothered about being potentially an entrepreneur and making a whole bunch of money so that you can turn around and go to a bunch of conventions. Like next year, see, I'm a nerd, right? And one of my nerdoms, one of my fandoms is Star Wars, and I'm also a nerd who actually likes books, right? That's weird. I like history. So like one of the things I would like to do is I would like to go to another Star Wars convention, but I also would like to potentially go see a historical site somewhere. Last place I went was the islands for historical sites, but maybe I might want to take a trip to Europe and see some of the historical spots there, or whatever, right? Can't do that without money. Money comes from the businesses that I've started and manage and grow in order to do those fun things. And maybe that's why you want to start your business, but it takes dedication. When things go wrong, are you going to be dedicated and committed to continuing? Are you going to have the grit to keep going when things are not going right. When your family members are telling you, hey, you're wasting your time, spend more time with us, or you have people who are jealous, are you going to still have the dedication and the discipline to continue on? You might want to think about that. Right now it's kind of sort of still cool to have a business, but when things get hard and people are really looking for, stability of having a W-2 job or the appearance of stability, they're going to be very discouraging for various different reasons. One, they might be jealous. Two, they just might understand what you're trying to do. And you might have doubt within yourself. Are you dedicated to seeing this path through? Because if you're not, you're probably going to burn out before you get a chance to really see your business bloom. So that's number 2. Are you dedicated? Number 3. What did I say? Number 3, right? So number 3 is, are you willing to work hard? Now, if you look at all these ads online, they talk about how simple it is to start a business and everything else. Now, in the concept, some businesses are really simple to start, or you don't need a lot of upfront costs, because traditionally, a lot of business required outside capital. There's sometimes in the hundreds of thousands to millions of dollars to get started. For a lot of business options out there right now, you don't need a lot of upfront capital. You can use very little capital. But I'll be honest with you, there are very few businesses that you can start off with $500 and not be expected to put in an extraordinary amount of work. Because whatever services you can't pay for to help jumpstart your business, meaning that you are dedicating sweat equity. So yeah, there are businesses that you could start for as little as $500, right? But are you willing to put in the sweat equity for what you don't have capital for, like advertising, right? Advertising is a big thing. I'm a big thing in spending money on advertising, as well as, using your referral networks and asking friends and family and all that. But for some of us, asking your friends and family ain't really a thing, or your family ain't really a thing. So are you willing to put yourself out there? Are you willing to do cold calls? That's the thing. Are you willing to work hard? That's hard work, right? That's hard work, putting that sweat equity in, especially when you come in with little capital. So are you willing to work hard? Are you willing to potentially pound the pavement? Are you willing to potentially get in your car or your bike and go around town and knock on people's doors and try to pitch your services? Are you willing to do that? Are you willing to sit all night watching YouTube videos trying to put together a WordPress site because you don't know how to do it and you don't have the capital to do it? Are you willing to put that time in, that work hardness in? Because you're going to work hard one way or another, unless you have a lot of capital, in which you might be able to save yourself some time. But initially, are you going to work hard? Are you going to, if you buy a course that teaches you how to, let's say, write ads, for Facebook, are you going to work hard to study what's in that course and apply it so that you can get the most out of it for your business? Are you going to do these things? These are things that need to be kept in mind, right? There is hard work to entrepreneurship. If you go down this checklist and say, you know what, I really don't want to work that hard. I don't want to, talk to people at all. I don't want to learn online marketing. So because I'm selling an info product and I have to build the audience, I don't want to have to turn around and do all that. Then maybe being an entrepreneur or starting a business in this way is not really for you. And that's okay if it's not, because a lot of people jump in here, spend some money, spend some time, do things half-assed, and wonder why they don't get any results. They are not dedicated to putting in the hard work in it. Because remember, number 2 is you have to be dedicated. Number 3 is you got to be willing to put in the hard work. So if you're not willing to do any of the 3 things I've mentioned in this video, then entrepreneurship is probably not for you. And that's okay, because maybe if you want extra money, work some overtime. Go and get another job to get a promotion, right? Try ask for a raise. Get a side job. That's a W-2 job. Maybe work at retail somewhere else doing something for somebody. Maybe that's the best thing for you, because you don't want to do the other things that are required in starting a business, let alone running one. And that's okay. So if you go through this video and you go through the checklist and you find that you're not wanting to do something, that's probably indicated that you are not yet ready to jump into entrepreneur land. So until next time, this is the Nerdy Entrepreneur. You have a great day. Peace.